I'm Xhosa, my wife is colored. For me, it was like a culture shock. Go meet her parents and ask for their blessing to date their daughters.
I'm taking home a black man, a Xhosa black man to be specific, to a colored household. Some people would always warn me and say, what is she getting herself into? But when I want to be a bit spicy, and then I shout him in Afrikaans.
And then I'm like, what are you saying? My name is Nkululeko Mdangai.
My name is Kim Lazelle Mdangai. I'm born and bred in East London, Buffalo Flats to be specific. So I'm from a Christian background. My dad was a pastor and very, very strict.
I grew up in Phakamisa. It's a township outside King Williamstown. I grew up in a very loving home, a very Christian home. So I grew up with Christian principles. How we met is I saw her on a mutual friend's WhatsApp status and I was really charmed. I was like, whoa, she's beautiful. And then I told my friend, get me her WhatsApp number. That's my wife. And she thought I was joking, but I kept pressing and the rest is history. We started chatting on WhatsApp, we connected. I think we met for the first time after 2 months of chatting. And when I saw her in person, I was like, yeah, she's the one. The connection was there.
When he got my number for the first time, he gave me a call immediately. And I thought, Lomtru is very forward. But then that voice charmed me, I guess. Yeah.
She said I sounded like Questa. I've got that baritone, so yeah. She was sold.
What made me trust him is basically our conversations we had over the phone, our chats. It was very positive. It was very uplifting. I could see he's a man with a good head on his shoulders. So that gave me really the trust and motivation to continue the conversation. Meeting for the first time was nerve-wracking because initially he was supposed to perform at a certain event. And then I thought, okay, it would be safe for us to meet in a church setting. So let me go and support him and show up at the event. Eventually, I had the dates wrong. He was not performing that night. He performed the next evening. So then he was like, you might as well just come through, even though I'm not performing at the event. And then I was like, okay, friend, please accompany me to this man's to his place. And when we met, we ran to each other. And he looked me and spun me around. So yeah, it was all butterflies.
It was really exciting, and I couldn't wait to meet her in person because I'd been trying, setting up dates and stuff. There was always a story, excuses. I think I wanted to take her out for a movie date, and then she told me she's got a mouth blister. I'm like, dude, come on, let's just, She was like, you're not gonna see me for the first time with a mouth blister. So she canceled that, that date. So when I saw her for the first time, it was really exciting. I just couldn't hold back my excitement. So we ran to each other, I hugged her, lifted her up, spun her a couple of times, and yeah, it was all good.
Was it true that you had a mouth?
Yes, it was true, because I eventually sent him a picture of the mouth blister to show him that, listen, I really have a mouth blister and I cannot meet you like this. I was thinking about the first kiss. It's not going to go down well. When we met for the first time, we basically just had random conversation about everything and anything. And while conversating, we basically realized that we both love theology. We spoke about my dad.
We just had random chats about God, the Bible, Christianity. And we discovered that we believed in the same thing. And that was really exciting for the both of us. So we started discussing the Bible, what we believe about the Bible, what we believe about God, what we believe about the church. Her late dad was a pastor as well. So it was a really cool conversation. It was fascinating for me to meet somebody I share the same, value system with.
That conversation made it extremely special because that's one thing I wanted in a partner. Someone that is grounded in God and someone that really chases after Him. Not just because it's a regular thing to do, but because you're passionately seeking Him. And I really wanted that to be part of my relationship because I know that putting God first is the most important thing ever. So I'm from a colored background, and in my culture, when you date someone, you have to take them home, introduce them to the family. And that was very strange to him because things are different.
In the Xhosa culture,
Yeah.
you know, we don't do dating, we marry. If you have you're in a relationship or you're dating, it's not customary that you bring that person home. The only time your family would meet that person is if you send the uncles to pay dowry, and then you can, you know, do the formal introductions. Otherwise, in the Xhosa culture, we're dating, you know, in secret, and yeah, the only time your parents would know that there's someone is when you tell them to write a letter and send it to the family. So for me, it was like a culture shock that I had to go meet her parents and ask for their blessing to date their daughter. So it was like completely foreign and a complete culture shock for me. The fact that in the colored culture, it's more like, you know, the TV show Date My Family. So it's literally Date My Family when you know, in the colored context. So you show up there, you are welcome in the family while you're still dating.
But I was very nervous because I assumed, no, my parents are going to react a certain way because of the stereotypes and because of what we always hear out there. Just the mere fact that I'm taking home a black man, a Xhosa black man to be specific, to a colored household. A lot of people think that, what is she getting herself into? Are we going to lose our daughter? Is she no longer ours? So that was their stress. I prepped him for that, but I told him to buy a cake, don't show up empty-handed, and he done all of that. But when my parents got to know him and after he introduced himself, they were so smitten. They were like, no, he's a good guy. After they heard what he stands for and how his walk is with Christ, that gave them a lot more confidence that this is much more than skin, it's beyond race. These two love each other, so we're just giving our blessing. And I'm so happy he had the opportunity to meet my dad then, and just him giving his blessing while we were dating really gave me that confidence that I'm on the right road.
You become a part of the family. So even before I could ask for a hand in marriage, I was already feeling like I'm a part of a family. And we had to compromise a bit. So I had to take her home, introduce her to my family proper as well, while we were still dating, before we even did the, you know, the dowry thing, you know, asking for the hand in marriage, you know, the whole lobola situation. So they already knew who she was. They already spent some time with her and they were happy with her. So by the time we got married, there was already a relationship there. It wasn't much of a big deal because my family is pretty much open-minded. So I told them, guys, she's from a different culture. I know how we do things in our culture, you know. I'm Xhosa, she's colored, so we're gonna have to somehow meet each other halfway. And they were really, you know, open-minded to that. So it wasn't much of a hassle.
My dad also made it very clear to us that, okay, fine, both of you are from different cultures. So you're going to basically start a new culture. You're going to create your own culture where you take the beautiful from his culture and the beautiful from my culture and merge that together. And I think that really also encouraged us and gave us even more confidence.
What I love about the colored culture is the food. Colored people love cooking, and her mom, to be specific, like she's an amazing cook. She had this culture of like cooking for everybody on a Sunday, and yeah, she goes all out. And also her dad, you know, when he was still alive, he taught me how to make potjie, you know, potjie course. So that was quite a special moment for me, just to learn how potjie course is made, and now I'm confident that I can make a potjie as a Xhosa man.
What I love about the Xhosa culture is that they are big on celebrations. Like if someone is beautiful, they wouldn't think twice to compliment that person. So I love that about the Xhosa culture, and also the warmth it comes with. You don't feel like you're an individual, you always feel like you're surrounded with community, and that's what I really love.
I think also what I loved about the colored culture is they big on family. You know, family is everything, and they big on family values, and that was quite, you know, heartwarming for me, and I really enjoyed that. Okay, now when we got married, there's obviously a lot of like cultural practices that happen with the welcoming of the bride into the family. So obviously, us being Christian, there's certain things we bypassed, you know. She didn't have to go through Galileo, you know. So bypass that part. So I had like an open conversation with my family that I'm a born again Christian, so is my wife. So there's certain things that we are not gonna take part in. Are you guys cool with that? And they were very open-minded. So the welcoming of Makoti at home, you know, it was a celebration. And Bamnabisa, she was given a name. Her Xhosa name is Asivuyise. So it was beautiful.
My experience was a bit nerve-wracking because I was expected to sit on a straw mat, and I was not sure if I should look up or down because apparently you're not supposed to look at people in their faces during that time. And I'm like looking up and peeping, and people are like saying, I must look down. So that was a bit strange, but I done it anyway. And then Bayawa family from his side gave us words of wisdom.
Yes.
And then family from my side also gave us words of wisdom, especially the older ladies. So that was interesting, and that was really good for our marriage, I would say, because a lot of those things that they have shared with us, we're applying right now in our marriage. Yeah. We definitely speak each other's languages. I speak English and Afrikaans. He speaks English and Xhosa. But every now and then we basically teach each other's languages. But I find myself most of the time thinking in Xhosa because my conversation fillers is Xhosa. So when I go home, I speak predominantly Afrikaans, but when I'm with him, I speak Xhosa.
I think the other day she was telling me how I've ruined her. I think it was actually yesterday. She said, "You ruined me. I think in Xhosa. I dream in Xhosa. I wake up speaking Xhosa." So her Afrikaans is not that great because of his Xhosa. She's always speaking Xhosa. My Afrikaans, I use it here and there. I'm still learning, you know. So she still has a lot to teach me in terms of Afrikaans.
And I feel like speaking each other's languages is extremely important because I want to show my kids one day that we can speak both languages, and it's possible because we want to conversate in both languages, in all three languages, English, Afrikaans, and Xhosa.
At home, we speak mostly English and Xhosa. I think it's like 50-50. We find ourselves like mixing it up from time to time.
But when I want to be a bit spicy, and then I shout him in Afrikaans.
And then I'm like, what are you saying? Some of the stereotypes we've encountered, it's mainly on social media, like in the comment section, where you find Xhosa people saying, "Hi, Bo, why are you with a colored woman? Why didn't you get married to a Xhosa woman?" But in general, there's barely been any issues. We just brush it off.
Some people would always warn me and say, "You'll have to walk around with the knife in your pocket. Just think when you go home, when you go visit his family, because you'll have to cook the whole day, you'll have to clean the whole day." I think that is one of the stereotypes I was a bit nervous for. But when I got there, I just figured, it's the same like I'm cooking for my family. It's just more people, because what I figured out recently, you're not just cooking for the household, you're basically cooking for the community, because anyone can walk in at any time and expect a plate of food. So that's nothing strange to my family at home. But in terms of me walking around with a knife and an apron and constantly working, it's not really the case.
Sometimes we do get stares from strangers, some weird looks, but it doesn't bother us because we don't know why they're looking at us that way. But generally, it's all love. I think we meet a lot of our social media followers when we're out at malls and stuff, and it's all love, it's excitement. They're happy to meet us in person. But to be honest, we do get a few stares from a couple of people, but it doesn't bother us.
And then they would ask me, how can they also get a colored wife?
Yeah.
Don't have a sister available for them. Yeah. It's just, sometimes when I'm in the Uber driver would assume that I'm probably white, or they would see that I'm colored, but when I'm talking on the phone, I'm speaking Xhosa, or they would see that Xhosa, and then he would be like, "You're colored? but you're speaking Xhosa, what's going on? What's your story? And then I would tell him, no, I'm married to a Xhosa, and he would laugh and ask me, don't I have a sister available there for him, or so on. So yeah, that's one of the stereotypes of the conversations we would have in an Uber ride about my race.
I also get a lot of those on social media. They're like, hey, my brother also hooked me up with a colored lady, And I find it weird. Like, I've got a whole list of all the colored women in the world now to, connect them with. So it's kind of weird. I wouldn't say there's a hard part, but it's challenging in the sense that you are learning a different culture and you try to be open-minded about it and not impose your culture all the time. You have to give your partner room also to be themselves and just formulate your own culture in the household. Because I'm Xhosa, my wife is colored, so it's a process of just forming your own culture in the home.
Because we're from different cultures, what is important to us is communication. Because sometimes I would react a certain way because I was raised like that. And then he would react a certain way to a situation because he was raised a certain way. So communication is key to us. The way we react, the way we even address each other, the way we even address arguments and so on. It's very important to communicate that to each other and explain exactly how you feel. He always emphasized that. Please don't just say, I'm angry. Why are you angry? Explain, how do you feel? Why did it make you feel a certain way? So I love that. Yeah.
For me, I felt love has no bounds when we eventually went to her home with my uncles to pay the dowry, and she's colored, I'm Xhosa, and it was just this beautiful moment. And she was very clear with me. She said, I want the full experience, She always wanted to wear umbhaco and feel like she's a Xhosa makoti or a Xhosa wife. So that day was super special because it was two cultures coming together because of the power of love. So it made me feel like there's no boundaries to love, So you can love across culture, you can love across race. And yeah, it was such a beautiful moment.
So we were dating long distance for 3 years, and he showed me love beyond measure. Even though I was like 3 hours away from him, he would phone me every single day. He would check up on me. He would text me. If I tell him, okay, something important is happening, he would phone again and ask me how it went. So that really stood out for me. They always say distance makes the heart grow fonder. And I definitely believe that, but he showed himself even stronger during that time. Yeah. When we met, I wasn't as confident. And he really instilled and showed me that you're so beautiful. Why are you holding back? Like, show the world or show people that who you are. Stop being quiet or shy. You are beautiful. And that really, really opened doors for me. And that's why I can confidently sing to lyrics I don't even know or put videos out there, because Umtuam told me that I'm beautiful and I shine because I'm myself. So that really taught me a great lesson of myself.
I think for me, it's just owning the relationship. Our relationship is unique in the sense that we're an interracial couple, but there's no shame in that. We live in South Africa, we're a democratic country. We have freedoms, so we exercising our freedom to love each other across racial lines, across cultural lines. So just to be proud of what we share, because it's special to us. It means the world to us, and there's no point in hiding who we are and what we share, so just put it out there, Hence we're on TikTok and we're on Facebook and we just share our journey, and it inspires a lot of people. So
what I love about my husband is the fact that he's such a good communicator. When I'm around him, I feel so safe. I feel like God has really put the perfect man in my life. He guides me in the right direction. When I feel like things are not going well, he always reassures me. He keeps me grounded in Christ. And I just love the way he loves me.
What I love about my wife is just her humility. She is a kind-hearted human being. She's very loving. And she just loves family. She loves people. And if she loves you, you will know that she loves you. She doesn't hold back. And that's a value I found very valuable in terms of building with anyone, especially in a marriage context. And also her love for God. That's one thing we share in common that I value the most. You know, she loves God, very humble human being. She loves family, and that really speaks volumes to me. And it's my favorite things about my wife. I think trusting God and putting our faith in God has been very fundamental in terms of our marriage and our faith, because God is at the center of everything we do, and marriage is God's institution, and the worst thing you can do is navigate a marriage relationship without the one who instituted the entire marriage relationship or the marriage covenant. So we put God at the center, and He guides us through this relationship, because sometimes we're mad at each other, we're frustrated with each other, but our love for God grounds us, and we do devotions every morning before we get to work, and we pray together constantly.
The advice I would give other couples that are in interracial relationships: follow your heart, look beyond skin color, because at the end of the day, that doesn't really matter. If you guys love each other right, if you support each other, if you have common values, what you have for each other, the love, the support, the encouragement you have for each other will really help your relationship flourish at the end of the day.
I'd advise people to not limit themselves to their culture or race, you know, because your soulmate could be a different race or a different culture. And we are a free country, you know, you are allowed to, you know, go to a different culture or to a different race. So you never know who your life partner would be, you know. So stop limiting yourself to your comfort zone or to what you already know. Explore, because you never know what's on the other side of exploring.
I definitely did not go out there looking for a Xhosa man in particular, but God sent him my way, and I'm so happy to be with him.
Yeah.